This is London with Bitcoin Spike. Going to go over some details on Bitcoin. How prepared were we yesterday? Hit that like button for me, guys. Level of support. We talked about this yesterday on the weekly time frame. Huge returns for the VIP yesterday. Shout out to all the VIP guys. It's Wednesday working into the Thursday, Friday weekend incoming. We're excited about that. Looking forward to our new headquarters in La Jolla. Incoming next week, we will be out there. Shout out to La Jolla. Everyone in California looking forward to making some good new friends. Shout out to Venus, our #1 contributor. Very excited to be building with you in 2022. This is London with Bitcoin Spike, former hedge fund owner, private non-SEC and not financial advice. Looking at the dynamic, I did tell you, bulls yesterday, do not give up hope. Look at this bottom line support on the weekly time frame. Please go to that weekly time frame. Hugely impressive that it appears as if we're going to have a go at the specific descending wedge. Now, in terms of the descending wedge, what exactly are the expectations? Before we get to that, in terms of a breakout of this resistance that would be required, I will frame a preceding extremely important on the weekly. And guys, we caught this on the weekly. Nobody else did, just so that you know that. 2021, how did we catch the low of the retrace? We caught it, guys. Look back on our Twitter. We caught this. Boom. After we had gone through the level of support on the weekly, you see how just on the razor's edge this specific move is. Guys, not easy to identify, but this specific wedge on the weekly, boom, rock to the upside. We caught this also in the back, the very bottom, just under 30,000. Shout out to the VIP. So you see a bit of similarity here, not as aggressively, I'd say, slanted, formed in terms of the pattern formation precedingly in 2021. That was an incredible one to be a part of. This is more, I'd say, more of a flat trajectory to it along the line of support. Going into the dynamics, I want to reframe before we go through some of the exciting returns. Guys, every day is an exciting trade day with VIP. What did we do? We rocked the bell. Boom. You guys know I talk about these all the time. All the time I talk about these, guys. We rock the bells. Boom. Looks like a bell formation. It's a bump and run. It's an expanding. I'd say if you want to get technical with it, the technical terms aren't too exciting, just so that you understand what we would call this, technically speaking. You'll see why I call it a bell, is a broadening wedge descending. It's a mouthful, so we call it a bell. We lump it in with a bump and run, which would have a lead in and then a bump. This is part of the run, okay? So we'll just call it a bell. We rock the bells, boom, to the upside. Worked out phenomenally well. We'll go over the details. First of all, let's talk about we're going to talk about probabilities, and I want to go over this tonight. Very importantly, when you talk about, or when you ask the basic question that everyone wants to ask, is it going up or down? I'm going to tell you, what you're searching for are the probabilities. You're trying to grasp the probabilities that, let's say, 83% of the time this specific pattern will traject back to the top line formation of the wedge. 83% of the time. So it's not a clear cut, is it going up or is it going down? No, it's 83% of the time, boom. Guys, to accurately approach your trading, you need to be fluent in the probabilities. It eliminates this quagmire, this guessing routine the market loves to participate in. You're VIP. We don't guess. We don't say, well, maybe. No, guys, it's 83% of the time we're going to go to the top line formation. This is information out of Bolkowski, Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns, right? Very, I say profoundly well put together piece. Let's say competently well put together. The most professional source in terms of your probabilities in the market. Pay attention, guys. Not standard stuff everyone's going to look at, along with New York Institute of Finance. You guys got that. #1 trade group. You guys know that. It's as of 2021. We began with 130 VIP the first month. That's who we are. We pay attention to like the 65%. And you guys know who are listening. The majority of the YouTube subscribers or listeners will come in for 2 seconds and just want to know, is it going up or going down? They'll pay no attention to 83% probability. They'll have no idea how to trade. They'll continue to ask the same stupid questions they get, most likely from other groups, the same stupid answers. Okay, so we frame into half height of the target would be 65%, and you know how. You know how to draw out your specific trend-based Fibonacci extensions. Trend-based Fibonacci extensions are going to be underneath the pitchfork tool. Guys, you're going to click on trend-based Fibonacci extensions. You guys make sure you do that. And you're going to click at the bottom of the wedge formation, at the top of the formation. Then you're going to drag down. Okay, drag the trend-based formation. Click 3 will be in line with the breakout. Establish the amplitude. Click 1, click 2. Then bam, drag over to the point of breakout. That click 1, 2, 3 will give you the exact amplitude measurement carry up so that 100% shown on your Fibonacci extension, your trend-based extension, will be literally 100% from click 1 to click 2, 100% from this point of breakout, that third click, okay? So 100% of the amplitude, boom, carried up. That's this level right here. What is the, let's see, full height target? That's a 52% chance. 52% chance that we would reach that 100%, the full height target, boom, to the upside. Now, we have a 35% chance. And you start to deal with probabilities. You start to look at this and say, well, I don't know about a 35% chance. Sometimes, guys, 35% of the time, we're looking at a completion up to 200%. Okay, so as you frame your trades, as you decide to let profits run, maybe you're looking for those trades in terms of that 35% possibility. We could get up to the 200%, which would be 628. Look at the probabilities again. Focus on the probabilities. Get away from the thinking that has trapped retail traders into, is it going up or is it going down? No, right now you've got a 25% chance. Guys, take this home and dwell on it. 25% chance of us getting to that 21,394. This is information, guys, based upon, if you'll look at the reference material, the source material, hugely important. Bulkowski, I'd say it's the most thorough work that's been performed in terms of TA analytics and probabilities available, guys, that are available. And there's some other ones that have been done that are in I'd say a private sector context. This is available. So make the information part of your trade regimen. Looking at a potential 12% move from the point of breakout. Yes, a 25% chance. Here we go, guys. Or about a 10% additional 10% additional move potentially incoming. I spend the time to go over the details so that you understand the proper trade approach. I don't want to leave you hanging dry. I'm not going to hype you up. I'm not going to give you the quick, easy, everybody load up the trucks with cash and with Bitcoin. That's not the idea. I want you to be well-versed enough and framed around solid technicals to where you can trade. That's the idea as we build, guys, the number one trade, continue to build the number one trade group in 2022 and here beyond. Looking at the framework here, that is borrowed again from the weekly. Just enjoy the weekly chart. Look at the framing that it's given us with this pickup here. Now, you know there's a lot of pressure on equities. We had the discussion yesterday. Please rewind and listen. In terms of the NASDAQ, seems to be outperforming a bit in terms of the relative drop over the last week. Guys, the NASDAQ is outperforming the Dow and the S&P. Very interesting, guys. The heaviest risk on categories, amidst the Apple warning, etc. The change of course by Apple on the iPhones. Very, 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 very interesting, guys. A little bit unorthodox. I'm going to say that in terms of solid framing of issues. So I'll just say very unorthodox, a bit unexpected. The market loves to surprise traders, guys. It's part of the market and part of why we love the market. Looking at the framework here on the weekly, make sure that you are aware of the specific line of resistance currently in play. Let's take a look at this. Let's remove those extensions for a moment and go through kind of on a diagnostic level, fine-tooth razor's edge here. Looking at the level of support, yes, this interaction was a bit difficult today. Boom, guys, this would be on the weekly, but you can dig into that level. We were right at that prior level of support. Will it confirm as resistance? That's the one primary battlefront that the bears will remain at the helm here. I'll let you know that. You know your statistics, guys. You know your probabilities. In line with statistics, just mentioning that, some of the framework that we put together, you guys know how impressive The returns have been in VIP. Let's go through some of them. I waited tonight just a little bit. Really wanted to make sure I delved into the content in terms of probabilities, expectations, guys, how to frame your trades properly. We'll get into some additional soon. We're going to get into some additional money management features just going through New York Institute of Finance, okay? We're just going to read a page out of the book, right? We'll talk about some of the biggest problems that traders have. We can discuss a page out of a book, guys. I know we can, and I look forward to you guys maybe preparing and reading that money management section, just trade tactics and money management towards the back of the New York Institute of Finance book. See if it resounds a little bit in terms of some of the problems you may have had in the past and how we can help solve those problems in 2022. Now, looking at the framework, I've turned on the fire and ice indicator. You guys know that has been deployed. Okay, you should have already an invite to it under your specific invite only scripts. You'll go to TradingView, go to the indicator, then you'll add in, you'd click on the invite only tab. You'll see that, and you should see me in terms of that indicator. It's going to be guys, you look for delimiter. Look for kernel regression delimiter, okay? Look for that, and quantitative at that, guys. The QKD is what we've called it. It's a mouthful, but look at quantitative kernel delimiter, okay? That's what it is, okay? It's very sophisticated in terms of the indicator that we are using. Let's take a look at how it's performed. I want to shout out to Venus. Venus, you have the trade of the day. The trade of the day. You got out of your short yesterday. Beautiful. Look at this, 1,132 when we hit a buy line on the 1 hourly. The just incredible work, incredible trading. Venus, 1,133%. Beautifully well done. Great. So great to see you trading Venus. Look at Victor. I want to shout out to Victor. Very impressive. And then I do want to go over a specific pattern that's in play that the majority of the market is not going to likely notice. But in VIP, we couldn't miss it. Let's take a look at this real quickly. And Victor, way to trade, my man. Exciting to have you as a part of VIP. As we take a little bit of our time, this evening, guys, just to kind of relax, unwind. It's about midweek, and let's take a look at this. What can we sit back, relax, and enjoy about the price action, about the construction as we look at this on the, let's say, the 45-minute, the 30-minute. My favorite is the 77-minute. Guys, that hidden time frame with some jewels on it, right? If you look at that 77-minute, you see it just perfectly laid out. You see the specific. Just beautiful. I'd say not a classic bear flag. We'd like a bear flag to be angled up a bit more, but you do see the expression quite distinctly of the channel formation that's in play on the 45-minute, on the 30-minute, also well reflected. However, that 77-minute, much like my 86% retracement, is a gold mine. I want you guys to focus on that 77-minute. Always keep it in the mix. Shout out to J Mac. Let's go over J Mac's returns yesterday. Boom, 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 boom. Look at this. J Mac going 6 wide on fire and ice. That is the way to go, J Mac. Beautiful returns. I could try and add this up quickly. You got 200, 300. That's going to be 300, 350, 390. You're looking at 395, over 395 to count that. 395, over 400. I think you're over 400 here. That's a 1, 2, 3, and you're going to be over 400. Unbelievable trades. Nice going, J Mac. Incredible trades. Way to go. I want to look at Leon, 232%. Leon from Scotland doing a great job both on the long side and the short side. Just nailing it back and forth. Beautiful to see that. 285% on the short and 232 on the long. Beautiful, my man. Way to go. Now, Gulshan, you are turning into a powerhouse back here. I got to tell you, what was that yesterday? 1,500%. Boom, along with Venus. You guys both rocked it. Way to go. Just impressive. 364% on the short side. Venus here with a long 219%. I think that's been adjusted a bit. Now, the short for Gulshan was 364%. Look at the long 563%. Now, there are also some bigger trades in the back. Bigger, meatier, heavier trades in the back. I'm going to keep these in the back so as to not influence any new traders. I don't want to talk about moves that create 100,000, 200,000, 50,000, 75,000 in a number of minutes or hours. I'm not going to do that. I want to keep those in the back with the VIP as they are sophisticated enough and have the proper materials to be able to address trading properly. So if you'd like to join the #1 trade group, and guys, from former BlackRock, JP Morgan, Credit Suisse, I'm telling you, from formal crypto exchanges, we have had and do have the best in terms of traders. We're very excited about that fact, and we invite you to join in 2022. Just join us for the journey. Also, in terms of the specific indicator, I'll just tell you, don't ever use it exclusively. Always, I want you to use the indicator along with all of your other, your other suite of TA, right? Your other suite of technical analysis. We ran into a short level earlier today up along the top. You guys know that. Yes, that was a nice move. Now I have the settings adjusted just a bit so that you know you can always go into a different time frame, or go into line breaks or line touch. You can go to line touch or line breaks in terms of sensitivity. You'll need to get familiar with the indicator. You'll need to see how she wants to behave, how we maintain visual, visual decorum amongst the signals. There are a few decisions which ultimately have to be made as we decide. For instance, green buy line indications down here. How many of them do we want? If there's multiple hits on, it would be the same as repeating into a Fibonacci level, right? How many times would you want to say we're at a key Fibonacci or reversal level, right? Would we want multiple hits, or would we want not as many hits? You can adjust much of that in your as you see, they just cleaned up here, right? Going to a line break instead of a line touch. Boom. So, and on the different time frames, what I'm going to remind you of, the hourly and below are going to be for pros. You need to understand also, as you will watch the specific indicators, you will notice some transitioning that occurs. The transitioning may be a color change. We may establish a specific label. It may change in color later. Understand, you need to trade this live, okay? You need to trade this live to ascertain, was this a green line hit or was it a purple line hit? We have made some stylistic decisions so that you're not overblown or just overwhelmed with too many green and yellow and just really pervasive colors, depending upon your strategy, depending upon what you would want to execute in the market, okay? We want it to be more of a fluid experience. So you may run into a green buy line here, and it may float into, let's say, for instance, the purple, the pro level, to kind of disguise itself in the background to give you more of a framework to work with, because some of you are on cell phones, you're on mobiles, etc., right? So those are some stylistic decisions that we've made to transition, right? For instance, maybe a golden short into a backdrop of a purple pro line, right? And we have that golden short line. We have the ice cold short line. We have the fire sale line. Great area for pickup, always guarded by that next higher level in terms of the time frame. So what I will tell you is we've been through the probabilities. I want you guys to really start working with your levels of capital exposure. Please listen, work with your levels of capital exposure as you become more familiar with the specifics on the indicator. Please never use it in isolation. And I tell you, the indicator is built best to take advantage of range trading. It is built best to take advantage of range trading. If you're trying to use it as your exclusive answer in the market, I will warn you, the larger you go, the larger it will hurt, is the bottom line I'm going to tell you today. The larger you decide to go, the larger it's going to hurt, okay? Bottom line. Bottom line, guys, you make sure you understand with pepper in positions how an indicator works for a few weeks, a few months before you go heavy. All right? This is London with Bitcoin Spike, former hedge fund owner, private non-SEC, not financial advice. Let's go bulls. Let's see if bulls can achieve the target. And my target for the bulls, we've already been through, guys, the probabilities to the upside. The target for the bulls right now is to achieve a hit along top line resistance. If you were framed into the pickup here, I'll tell you, you have an opportunity to allow your profits to run. You just do. You're not in a position where you have to anxiously get rid of, let's say, something that along this mid-line level here looks a little bit difficult. We do have a cross-trend line level of support, roughly of resistance. That's what we're currently working with right now. I'll tell you, anytime your screen turns green, you have a decision to make. Guys, this is London with Bitcoin Spike. We'll be in the back trading with our indicator, Fire and Ice. Looking forward to you joining VIP if you're not already a member. And guys, let's go. With returns like this, I want to make sure I got everyone's returns today, but that is VIP. Way to go. And this is another one for Victor there. Got that. I want to make sure you guys know how to join our trade group. This is London, former hedge fund owner, private non-SEC, and not financial advice on Twitter. Guys, on Twitter, you'll find the specific link. We've had incredible responses from Twitter. The actual indicator to show you got 2,950 likes. A lot of feedback from people all over the world are taking note of what we're doing here with VIP and what we're doing with Bitcoin Spike. Very nice to see, guys. And in terms of the link, hit the link. I'll tell you, in terms of once you've hit the link and joined VIP, the top shelf level, go ahead and put I am VIP here. Put that on the first pinned tweet. That'll put you in touch with me, and then I will be able to put you in the back after we get you through some prep. Want to make sure that you understand, right, what you're looking at. Have the proper source materials, the probabilities, those statistics that we talked about in the very beginning, right, of the stream. If you didn't see that, make sure that you watch that. Guys, a lot of applause for all of you is what I will say in 2022. There's a reason that we're excited about building, and it's because of all of you, period. And I mean that. We'll direct that especially to Venus. Congratulations on all of your recent successes. Absolutely. And this is London with Bitcoin Spike. We'll talk to you soon. Guys, take care, and let's roll into a weekend the right way. Get all your work done so we can trade. We'll talk to you soon. This is London with Bitcoin Spike.